What's on your mind with this group right now?
Well, there's a lot of veteran players, so it's a little bit less teaching, a little bit more, get your reps in, get ready for the game. A couple years ago when a lot of these guys were freshmen, I remember the first couple practices were like, wow, we had to really move slow. We had to talk their way, through everything. And now with this group, we'll be able to run a practice today like you'd swear we've been out here for 10 days. We can do a lot more. We can get a lot more reps in. And that being said, we still got to fill some spots. We lost some key players from last year behind the plate and center field. Those are two big guys from a positional standpoint. And then we lost a couple guys on the pitching staff. But it's probably as many veterans as we've had in a long time.
When you think about the pitching staff, I guess that's the one, maybe from a fan's perspective, you got Mitch obviously, but outside of that, from a starter standpoint, now a ton of returning experience. What do you look at? What does this staff look like as you go into this thing?
Well, first of all, we returned the bulk of our bullpen, and everybody knows how much we like to use our bullpen, so that's good. I mean, at this time last year, we had no idea how that bullpen was going to shake out. And as far as the starters go, Mitch logged a lot of innings last year, gathered a lot of experience. The guy that's kind of a sleeper in this thing is Denson Hall. Denson was not able to pitch at this time because he had a meniscus tear in his knee at this point last year. So we anticipate, Denson to pick up where he left off. He had a good second half of the season. Then the guy that really came on last summer was Evan Johnson. He had a big summer in the Northwoods League, and he carried it over into a good fall. And Evan was kind of in the back end of our bullpen last year, not really getting a lot of opportunities. And this year, he's going to get a lot of them. So he's the one that I think people are going to be surprised to see when they do see him, because he's really, really improved.
Robertson's kind of been a household name. What do you want from him? Where can he still make strides in this game?
Well, Will, he's still a young player. He's 20, 21 years old, so he's still got to go out. But I'll be interested because Will's getting a lot of play right now with a lot of different people. A lot of different eyeballs are going to be on Will. How does he handle that? We got to just make sure that he doesn't put too much pressure on himself. Just go out and play the game, because he's a very talented guy. He's as talented as we've had here in a while. But he's still got to do it this year, and he's going to have a bullseye on his back too. He's not a freshman any longer where no one knew who he was. They threw him a lot of cookies in there. He's not going to get that this year. He's going to get pitched tough. But I think playing in a Cape last year, I mean, if there ever is a league to prepare you for what he's going to go through this spring, it's playing in a Cape. So, he's got great work ethic. He'll be fine. We just got to get him. I'd like to get him off to a fast start.
What did you see from him when he came back? When he finally got a chance to sort of either sit down with him or work with him after he came back from the Cape?
Well, when you're around elite players as much as he was for the whole summer, that's the thing that rubbed off on him, is how these guys prepare, how they go about their business, how serious they are, how motivated they are. I mean, those guys go out to the Cape with the idea that they're going to be top draft choices, have a chance to play in the big leagues, not just play 1 or 2 years in minor league baseball. They want to play at the highest level. So the thing that I think Will matured a little bit, I think he realized how to deal with failure. That's a hard thing for young players because there's so much failure in our sport that sometimes they beat themselves up, and all of a sudden one at-bat leads to 10 poor at-bats. And I think Will found out quickly this summer that doesn't fly. And being around elite players, that's the thing that I notice when I'm around some of those guys, is they just understand how to deal with failure. They don't like it, but they don't let it bother the next play, the next at-bat.
How do you adjust from a lineup standpoint? I don't know if you think about that too much, but knowing that he's going to have all those eyes on him, and teams are going to know they have to watch out for him. How do you tweak with the lineup, or do you do anything of that nature, I guess, at the start?
Well, I can tell you what, the players before him and after him are going to have some good pitches to hit, so they're going to be thanking Will almost every day. So the guys in front of him, we're going to make sure we have a good hitter in front of him, and I think we got the guy that, right now I kind of have a set lineup. We'll see how it all plays out. And then the guy behind Will is going to get a lot of opportunities to drive in some runs. I think we got a guy capable of doing that too. So I hope those two guys are playing well, so they feel like they got to pitch to Will. But if we're not playing well in front or behind them, they'll just work around him. So I think we got a couple veteran guys that have seen a lot of pitches, that played a lot of baseball, that can handle those spots in front of Will and behind Will.
Who are some of the guys out of the 2019 class that you're excited about, and maybe some of the JUCO guys that you added?
Well, the JUCO guy, we got a guy by the name of Jake Holton who will be a DH for us. Jake came from Santa Barbara, California, so he seemed to have no problems adjusting to the program in the fall. He'll hit in the middle of our lineup. We need another offensive player like that to kind of help us with some of the guys that left the program last year. We got a couple young pitchers that I'm excited to see how they adapt when we get to the game part of our season. You know, Paul Bergstrom, he's a left-hander out of the Chicago area. He seems to be a typical left-hander, throws a lot of strikes, can throw his off-speed pitches for strikes. We got a couple right-handed pitchers, Dylan DeBrock and Ryan Wyndham. They have a big upside. You know, the only question you have with young players is how quickly are they going to adjust to the game. It's different than a high school game. It's faster. You're going up against men, and how quickly can they make those adjustments? And hopefully we find that out as early as the first weekend.
How are you guys doing injury-wise going into the start?
We're pretty good. I mean, you know, one of our catchers is not here today, he's sick, but hopefully it's just a 1 or 2 day thing. You know, Thomas Silvano had Tommy John, so he won't be available all year. So that was kind of a tough blow. But other than that, I think we're in good shape. Our pitchers are all healthy. We have enough position players where we feel like we can fill in for the loss of Thomas, but we can't afford too many more. You know, that goes for every college baseball team. We're not alone in that way. You know, so we'll do what we can in practice to prepare them. At the same time, make sure that we can stay healthy, especially our arms.
Can Thomas hang around, or is his career done here?
Well, he's going to graduate this year.
Okay.
You know, so then that question's up to him. But
Gotcha.
you know, he had Tommy John in the middle of the summer, so that's a long process to recover. Good guys.
Good deal.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ed. What's, you know, obviously this time of year,
Yeah.
it's just fun for you guys to get back out here.
Yeah.
But what's the excitement level for you guys as a group right now?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we kind of had a longer Christmas break than usual, so I think everybody kind of getting cooped up inside for a little more and finally getting back here is something great. And then I think, you know, the first day of practice, everybody's got their butterflies going, and that's like the first real game. So it's kind of the same feeling, but I think everybody's excited to, you know, kind of get back to finally, you know, doing it as a team instead of with small group work. So I think everybody's excited to get going and see the season kick off. So
For you,
Mhm.
it's a little different. You know, last year you were able to kind of be under the radar a little bit
Yeah.
more and establish yourself, and you know that's not going to be the case this year. So
Yeah.
what changes for you, and,
Mhm.
and how much do you welcome that challenge?
yeah, I think you know, I got a little taste of it this summer, but then I think I think that is the goal, is not to change too much and just keep doing what I'm doing. And I think, you know, at the end of the day, if I, you know, control what I can control, everything will work out in the end. So I think, you know, being a team player first and work on getting this team better every day, I think is my main focus right now. So
On paper, where do you think this team can be good at this year?
I think we got a lot of returners, so I think, you know, we can improve in all areas. Like I said, we just have to keep working every day and improve in the little stuff, and that's what, you know, working inside isn't the best, but I think it gives us an opportunity to kind of fine tune all of our small details, and I think that's something unique about, you know, getting to, you know, practicing here. But I think it's hard, but, you know, fine tune the details is something huge for us too.
Knowing that there's a little more, I don't know, uncertainty or whatever. There's
Mhm.
less experience coming back from the pitching standpoint. So offensively, do you guys feel like you have to pick up the slack at all, and knowing that you have so many guys coming back?
No, I don't think so. I think we just have to come in and do what we've done in the fall, and do what we've done all winter with the individual stuff, and just do what we can, and not to put too much pressure on our shoulders, because we have a great pitching staff, guys that last year that, you know, had smaller roles but have shown huge improvements, and I think I think the pitching staff this year is going to show a lot of people that, you know, they're capable of being, you know, top of the Big East in pitching. So I think that's going to be huge for us to, you know, have that balance, but then not be able to do too much and kind of do what we're accustomed to doing. So
This team, obviously, you know, getting the NCAA tournament's kind of been
Mhm.
a bugaboo, and I'm sure you guys
Yeah.
talk about it every year. But you know, getting back there, how important is that to this group and to you personally?
yeah, this is my third year here, and I think for the older guys on the team, that's something that we haven't been able to experience. So I think that's our main goal, I think, going into the season, is, you know, trying to get to that regional, but obviously, you know, getting the small goals, you know, making the conference tournament, and then winning the conference tournament. I think, you know, having the small goals, but then, you know, having the big goal of, you know, obviously making the tournament. But I think that starts here with today and just getting better. So small pictures.
Good deal.
Yep,
Cool.
good.